We're going to go to David Ferrones of the South Florida Sun Sentinel. David, go ahead.
Hey, Tyrique, welcome back to Miami. Obviously, you were close to deciding on Miami. I remember it was between them and Georgia for when you were coming out of high school at Southridge. Was it something always in the back of your mind, like, what if I would have decided to go there before you moved away? And then what made you ultimately decide this time that you wanted to come back home to play?
The decision to go to Georgia over Miami was a family decision, and me and my mom came to a mutual agreement. Like, she felt like it would be better if I, just got out of the surrounding of Miami. I grew up here, and I know how things go down here, and I'm not from a really safe neighborhood. And we both came to a mutual agreement, like maybe just stepping out would be the best move for me. And that's what happened. And with me coming back, it was more like I know what I have to do with my, as far as my academics and as far as this football career. I know what I have to do, and I had to explain to my mom, like, I'm at this point where not too many things could, distract me, and I'm not gonna let too many things distract me. And I should have just stayed at Miami and, built that here. So built that here instead of, trying to build it somewhere else. And I built it at Georgia, and I came back down here and I just explained to my mom, like, I know what I have to do, and I know I'm gonna do it. So it's nothing to worry about. Like, there's nothing to worry about, like the worries we had about when I first signed to Georgia.
Tyrique, we're gonna go to David Lake at 24/7. David, go ahead.
Hey, Tyrique, I wanted to ask you, it seems like, I guess, you're going to get a shot to be an outside or a wide corner. And at Georgia, I think you mainly focused on, nickel corner or in the slot there. How excited are you at having that opportunity at Miami? And, do you feel like you have something to prove at that position?
I feel like no matter where I play and no matter what position I'm at, I always have something to prove. But as far as me getting this opportunity at corner, I feel like I do have a lot to prove because I have not been at the corner position in 2 years. Me and Coach Smart, came up on a bunch of agreements up to why I couldn't play corner there, and things didn't work out. But I feel like I do have a lot to prove this year, and I'm very excited with this opportunity I'm presented while being here to play on the outside.
What are your early impressions on Coach DVD and Coach T-Rob?
They're eager, and they want to make sure these things are done right. Like DVD and Coach T-Rob, they all about the details, and I come in extra, and I go through the plays, and they break it down to me, and I just say they really hands-on. Like, never had a coach really just get out there and show me how he wanted it done, and DVD and Coach T-Rob still get out there and they show us how it's done.
Tyrique, we're going to Chris Stock next at InsideTheU. Chris, go ahead.
Yeah, Tyrique, you touched on it just a little bit about your excitement. I was wondering if you could maybe explain it even more about just being at Miami. What have these first few months been like? And then obviously your thoughts on getting ready to get going with spring ball.
The first few months here, they have been tough, and that's just far as the transition into the new school and my new living place and how the academics and everything else work here. So it has been tough, but everything is smoothing itself out. And as far as the team, I'm very excited to be a part of this team. We do drills Tuesdays and Thursdays, and everybody comes out with a great attitude, and everybody comes out and work. And I'm just happy to be a part of that, and add my fuel to the fire that these guys already had.
Tyrique, we've got Susan Miller-Degnan from the Miami Herald. Susan?
Hey, Tyrique, welcome. The differences between, I have two questions. Differences between the ACC and the SEC. Everybody's always talking about the SEC, right? And saying the ACC is kind of second rate. I wanted to ask you about that. And also, how many former teammates and former UM players from Southridge, guys you knew, did you talk to before coming here?
I really don't pay attention to, how they put the SEC and the ACC, side by side, rank them. I honestly feel like if there's a player, there's a player, and no matter what school he's at, he's going to do what he has to do to shine. So I never, look upon anything or any conference lightly. because if you do, that's where you fall short. And I kept in contact with a lot of these players and former teammates that are here now. Like we talked over these previous last 2 years. It wasn't every day, but it was still enough communication to let you know like we still had this relationship, and it's not different or it's broken because I just chose somewhere else.
Who are some of the guys? I just want to know who some of the guys were. That's all that you talked to and what they told you about Miami.
DJ and Gilbert, who was Larry, and who else? Talked to Gervin, and they were just really telling us. They were really just telling me like we all came back for a reason, and that they're excited that I actually chose to come help them, help the team out for their final season here, and hopefully my final season. But they was like very happy and very eager to get working.
Awesome. Tyrique, we got a few more for you. We're going to go to Daryl Streeter of Footballville. Daryl, go ahead. Daryl, I think you might be on mute.
Tyrique, what's going on, brother?
It was good.
Listen, at any point did you, I've been to Athens before, at any point did you miss the city of Miami, the actual city of Miami, your family? Did you ever get like homesick at any point?
Yes, my first few months there, I had a problem sleeping, and we got that situated. But it was more like I missed my family, not more of the city of Miami. I missed Miami, but it was more like I missed my 4 little sisters and my mom. So I really did get homesick for a few months up there.
All right, we got Barry Jackson from the Miami Herald. Barry?
Hi, Tyrique. Just a quick thing on Coach Diaz and the turnover chain. I wondered when you watched Miami games the last 2 years, had you ever thought, hey, it'd be neat to have a turnover chain on me after a pick? And also just your impressions of Coach Diaz when he recruited you. Had you thought this would be maybe a neat guy to play for?
Once I entered the portal and coaches was able to, call and reach out and things, me and Coach Diaz talked on the phone, and that's the first thing I mentioned to him. I was like, I'm gonna have to be the first one, rock the chain this year, and I plan on rocking it a lot this year. So we already was on a good page with that, and he was like, I won't hold it from you, and if you want me to, I hand it to you every time you get your interception. And from me talking to Coach Diaz in high school and me talking to Coach Diaz now, it's a different type of relationship because, he had all his coaching jobs and things going on, as far as when I was in high school and coming out. So he wasn't really hands-on with recruiting, but he was the first coach, to call me once I entered my name in the portal, and we sat and talked for like 20 to 30 minutes. And he just gave me this idea and this vibe, like, I'm going to coach you hard, and I want you to do everything right that you need to do to prepare yourself for the next level, and he's going to give me all the tools to do it.
Awesome. This is the last one for you, Tyrique. We can go back to Chris Stock at InsideTheU. Chris, go ahead.
Yeah, Tyrique, I just wanted to follow up. You kind of sense that you said that the guys came back for a reason, and I want to get your take on that. What are you noticing with maybe the goals that this team has, and then because it definitely, we do hear that kind of stuff, that talk, the high expectations, and then also kind of the keys for this offseason to reach those goals and to have a successful season come this fall.
Like what I mean by that is like, the guys, they have this sense of urgency and this sense of dedication to this program and to the team, and the leaders are actually being leaders. And I didn't know who the leaders were. I just seen it by how they work and how they talk to the team and how much the guys, like the other teammates here, respect them, and they're doing a great job. And I'm just trying to fall in line and see how things are run. But they've been doing a great job. And can you repeat the second part of your question, please?
Sorry, the keys, Tyrique, the keys to have a successful season in the fall. Just what are the keys for this off season for you guys to make sure that you are well prepared and have a good season this season?
Far as the keys is really what we're preaching now is, not possibly do everything perfect, but, do everything right. And as far as being on time to meetings, and as far as being on time to anything and not missing anything, small things count. And the small things count, and like the keys are, let me see, like far as do everything right, and this work ethic that they still have. Like I like me, me coming from Georgia, it was a great work ethic there, and they Coach Smart preached everything, do everything right, and that's what Coach Diaz is preaching here. So I feel like the keys is do everything right, do the little stuff right, and when you're not in this building, are you still doing the things right? Because whatever you put in your body is going to show. And as far as the keys we need, just do everything right, and nobody's going to be perfect, but if you take care of yourself and do everything right, just how a pro would do it, you should not have no problem. So that's really what the keys are.